See those bales of hay? Pretty hay farm. Nice green pastures, green fields. The noise you hear is my window cracked. Having another lull in the rain. Not such a bad trip home. Like I said earlier, the trip, the map shows the timing of taking Highway 75 north home would have been shorter, but when you get on that, the actual time is quite a bit longer by the time you have to slow down for road construction, highway accidents, just traffic in general. And then I didn't know how bad the rain would be, and when you're on Highway 75, which is crowded, and the rain's pouring down, and you put on your flashers because it's, you want people to see you, and it helps if other people use their flashers, it helps you to see them. It's a little scary, and pretty much like everybody has to go 40 mile an hour yesterday because the rain was so heavy. And so even if the rain was heavy on this road, there's not nearly as much traffic. The road's still, in great shape. There's no traffic. It's like you have obviously you see some cars, but not traffic like you have on the interstate. So I just kind of felt like this was a more enjoyable, scenic, and possibly, safer route. Definitely a pretty place pretty places to see that I've never been before, so I can do a little sightseeing on my way home. So I'm really enjoying this. I was going to tell you a little bit more about myself. I spent 14 years when, my first job was as a cashier at a company called Pick and Save Drugs in Crescent City, Florida. The company had 40 stores in Florida and some in South Georgia. Worked for them for 14 years. They began to go out of business, probably just due to competition with the big box stores. So then after that, I moved on. Did a couple of other jobs, like a company called Promotional Travel, where we sold vacation packages. And I kid you not, the year that I was doing that and my friend got hired too, we were selling this vacation package, and it went to Miami. I don't know if it was like New Orleans. Anyway, wherever it was, I kid you not, every place that our vacation package was for, the hurricanes hit. So that didn't seem to last very long. So then I moved on. I was doing some agricultural work with some of my good friends who were preparing fern to sell. We didn't cut the fern, but it was called down bunching, where you prepare fern that had been cut into bunches, and you down bunch it into neater stacks and smaller stacks, and you pick out the very best of the best to sell to floral shops for floral arrangements and things like that. So I did that for a while, and then I went into the convenience store line of work, gas station. So I worked for Cars Oil, which is a company called Ideal. Then my sister also was in the convenience store business. She worked for Miller Enterprises. At the time it was called Handyway. I think they might be called Kangaroo now, but they're constantly changing the name of their stores. I don't know if the company gets sold, to someone else or what. But anyway, so she worked for them, and then she went to work for someone called Prindor Foods. And so her boss, one of the owners of the company, called me and offered me a job. So I worked for them for the next 10 years. I moved my way up to store manager, and I ended up in Flagler Beach running the store over there. I was assistant manager for about 5 years, and then I was store manager for about 5 years. And that was enjoyable. I mean, right across the street from the ocean. It was a convenience store. It was what it was, but the money wasn't bad actually for a convenience store manager. I was on salary, pretty much worked days. Had some flexibility in my schedule, and also if another store needed help, I might go help another store. So I'd work. The company owns 7 stores, so I worked all 7 of them at one time or another. The hurricane actually hit the store I was managing, so I went to the Country Store, which is one of their stores out in Bunnell, Florida, and worked there for a while my store was being repaired. And it's a shame because my store had just been all updated and remodeled. But anyway, so I worked for them for 10 years. maybe 6 months later, the owner called me again, saying how she trusted me and wanted me to come back and be a manager. And I said, I'm sorry, I've already got another job. And I don't remember what I was doing at the time. I was still in Florida. But anyway, okay. Then I went to work for PRC, Precision Response Company, who later became Lorica. And I worked for that company for about 8 years. I had to quit one time when my mother was not doing well, and I stayed home with her until she passed away, and then I went back to work for them, and that lasted for a while. And then I was kind of having some health issues. I had thyroid issues for since 1994, kind of plagued me for 20 years or more. Anyway, so I was having some problems with that, and I was really not healthy enough to maintain a full-time job. So I was doing some nanny work. The father would bring his daughter over to my house to get on the school bus in the morning and get her ready for school. He would be home around 6 in the evening, so I would help her with her homework, and kind of just treated her like a daughter. Her mother lived in another state, so care for her for almost 5 years. And then after that, I took care of a family of 3 children for their mother. Their mother and father both worked, and they needed someone to help get their kids on and off the bus, and just what a babysitter nanny does. So that was enjoyable. Then some things happened in my family, which really I really kind of had no choice but to leave where I was at, because it was just a hard time, and I was kind of like between a rock and a hard place. So my sister invited me to come live with her in Georgia, and I just took, I left some stuff behind, gave some stuff away, sold some items, and I just basically took my clothes and my shoes and, left all my furniture. Not that I had a lot, but, I had to part with a lot of my belongings and start over. Took me, it's been 5 years, but, with my sister's help, I've been, working my way back to, having a decent life, and now have a comfortable apartment in her house. Costs much less than renting an apartment in town, which, could be more than twice as much. So we're kind of like together in the same house, but we each have our own living quarters. We still eat our meals together. We hang out together. But so it's nice to have just my own apartment that I can fix up the way I want. She's helping me. We're going to paint it and stuff. She has a beautiful home and property. She puts her heart and soul into it, constantly maintaining it and beautifying it. I'm proud to live there. I'm happy to be with my sister. We're best friends. We keep each other company. Her 2 sons and her daughter-in-law, her son's fiance, and she's got a teenage boy and a young daughter, and I have a grandniece, Madeline. So have family and friends here in Georgia. Work for a good company. Have a place that I can call my own. Have my some close friends. So I'm happy with life. Able to. I really don't get out and travel. For one, I have a full-time job and really can't afford to. And my van is a little bit older, but on the occasion that I get out on the road and I'm able to go somewhere, within, whatever the need is or the occasion is,